Patrick somehow used his own pulled-out nose hairs to make a giant paintbrush, while SpongeBob could only be turned into a tiny brush. Just moments ago, SpongeBob accidentally knocked over a drop of paint that would never fade. The drop bounced between the sheets of paper and somehow ended up falling right back into the paint bucket. After that, SpongeBob picked up his tiny brush and dipped it into the paint. He was ready to complete the task Mr. Krabs gave him. He needed to repaint the wall, but hanging on that wall were all of Mr. Krabs' most valuable collections. Standing in front of those precious artworks, SpongeBob hesitated and couldn't bring himself to start. 3 hours later, he finally gathered enough courage and dropped the first bit of paint, but things quickly went out of control. SpongeBob noticed the paint was spreading on its own, so he quickly tried to redirect it. He even brought out a hairdryer, hoping to make the paint dry faster. Unexpectedly, the hairdryer created a giant paint bubble instead. Even worse, a second bubble appeared. The two bubbles slowly merged together, forming an even larger paint ball. At that moment, Patrick brought over an air pump and started filling the bubble with air. The next second, the giant paint bubble exploded, covering the entire room in paint. Luckily, all of Mr. Krabs' artwork remained completely unharmed. Just when SpongeBob finally relaxed, he suddenly noticed something. Mr. Krabs' very first dollar he ever earned had been stained with a drop of paint. That bill meant everything to Mr. Krabs. SpongeBob knew he had made a huge mistake, so he immediately started cleaning it. But instead of disappearing, the paint only spread bigger and bigger. Eventually, the entire dollar turned colorful. Patrick suggested that maybe water could wash it off, so they put the bill into a washing machine, but it didn't work at all. Over the next few hours, they tried every possible method, cleaning products, different tools, and even various high-tech devices, but every attempt failed. Just when they were about to give up, SpongeBob suddenly had an idea. All dollar bills looked almost identical. Maybe they could simply find a new one to replace it. So he asked Patrick to take out $1 from his wallet, but Patrick immediately put the money into a vending machine. SpongeBob tried to stop him, but the money was already gone. With no other choice, he told Patrick to hide the damaged bill and decided to face Mr. Krabs himself. When Mr. Krabs returned home, he found the room completely dark. Seeing their strange expressions, he immediately realized something was wrong, but after turning on the lights, he discovered that the wall had been painted perfectly and all the artwork was clean like new. Mr. Krabs was extremely satisfied and even praised their work. Just as SpongeBob and Patrick were about to leave, Mr. Krabs accidentally bumped into a hidden picture frame. Behind it, he found the stained dollar. SpongeBob thought he was definitely going to get fired, but surprisingly, when Mr. Krabs picked up the bill, he discovered that the paint could easily be washed away with water. It turned out, Mr. Krabs had been lying from the very beginning. The so-called never-fading paint was just a trick to make SpongeBob take the job seriously. Seeing his plan succeed, Mr. Krabs was extremely happy. However, in the next second, a drop of his saliva accidentally flew onto the wall. Not long after, all the paint on the entire wall completely disappeared.
I